sparked by a marquee rookie. A roar from the floor, and a team that will try to live up to its nickname. Tonight, the Raptors' journey begins as pro basketball returns to Toronto. Welcome live to Toronto, Ontario. The Sky Dome, the site tonight of what will be many, many more basketball nights in Canada. The home opener, the season opener for the New Jersey Nets, the home opener for the Toronto Raptors here on CTV in front of 30,000 people here at Sky Dome. And good evening, everybody. I'm Rod Black, and welcome to the NBA on CTV. A great night for basketball in Canada. The Raptors and Nets here at CTV, and here in Sky Dome, the Vancouver Grizzlies beginning their season in Portland. We'll have the opening tip-off as soon as it happens. We'll also have highlights in the second half. The Grizzlies home opener on Sunday here on CTV against Minnesota. But first to tonight, and the Raptors hoops dream and the dream of rookie point guard Damon Stoudemire.
I can't sit up here and lie to you. Everybody has doubts, going to a new level of ball. And, I have my doubts, but, now I have a lot of confidence, playing out there on the court now and being in Toronto, given the opportunity that I've been given. I think that I've definitely...
Ladies and gentlemen, the
The trainer is John Lally. The officials tonight are Eric S. Brito and Lamont Simpson.
And here are the starting lineups for opening night. Kenny Anderson and Damon Stoudemire. Leo, what a matchup.
Oh, this is a great matchup, Rod. Kenny Anderson, who wants his own coming out party here in Toronto after struggling through a season last year. He wants to show everybody that him and New Jersey are back and ready to play.
Players getting on the floor, getting ready. Brendan Malone, the coach of the Toronto Raptors. Final words for his team. Some more hoopla and hoops still to come from the Sky Dome as Damon Stoudemire prepares for a new journey as a professional. The NBA on CTV continues after this. Welcome back to Canada and the NBA, the New Jersey Nets, and the Toronto Raptors getting ready. Let's go to our sideline reporter, John McKeechie.
Thank you, Ron. Isaiah Thomas, how does this compare to your opening night as a rookie for the Pistons? Adrenaline or a butterfly?
I would probably say butterfly.
Compare this to your opening night as a player. It's a little more frustrating. It's like Dream Team 2. You can't go out there and do anything about it.
Well, I got a lot of confidence in the guys, and I'm sure they'll go out and play hard and play well. I've been very excited about the way they've been playing. The coaches have done an excellent job. And I just hope they go out and have a good time and entertain everybody tonight.
Compare what's out there in a Raptor uniform November 3rd, 1995 to what you thought you might get.
I didn't think I would have the type of individuals that we have out here on the court. I didn't think we would be able to find as competitive people that we have. I think the group that we've assembled together are very competitive by the nature that they have inside them. And I think the fans are in for a very good show from here on out.
Are the palms wet?
Very.
Yeah, good night.
You know how that is.
Right.
A man that many people compare to Isaiah Thomas, getting ready. When we come back, the opening tip, opening night from Skydome. Getting ready to see some of the new stars on the Toronto skyline, the Canadian skyline. Celebrity watching too. From Baywatch on the NBA watch tonight. That is David Hasselhoff, who is front and center, and Kathy Ireland, supermodel, courtside as well. So a few people here tonight getting ready to watch some great basketball, but also just to be part of the spectacle. The referees, and that is a story. Lamont Simpson and Eric Brittle, replacement officials, again getting ready for the ceremonial tip-off now before the opening tip-off.
This historic game marks a proud moment in Canadian sports and heritage. In 1891, Canadian Dr. James A. Naismith invented the game of basketball. Today, this exciting sport is evolving into the most popular sport all over the world. It is with great pleasure that we introduce to you, representing the history and origin of basketball, a great-great-grandson of Dr. James A. Naismith, Jeffrey Naismith, to toss the first tip-off and officially commence Toronto Raptors basketball.
Great-great-grandson of the inventor of this game. From Almonte, Ontario, James Naismith invented the game in 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts, in a YMCA. And Leo, I don't know if he knew what he started back then.
It's a great night here, Rod. This is so exciting. The energy we're feeling here in the Skydome is absolutely incredible.
Starting fives on the floor. A look at the rookie point guard. And we are getting ready for the tip-off that a lot of people have been waiting for. The replacement officials, and here is the opening tip. We're underway, and the Raptors win it. John Tabak brings it back to Damon Stoudemire, who will set up his offense, watched by Kenny Anderson. Inside for Tabak. Alvin Robertson for three. There is the first ever basket scored by a Toronto Raptor, a three-pointer.
And that's why Alvin Robertson is on the court, Rod. He brings calmness to this team. He's a veteran. He's ready for the big game, and that's what Brendan Malone expects from Alvin Robertson.
P.J. Brown finds Kenny Anderson underneath the Nets try. Rebound, Stoudemire brings it back up. Robertson for three again. Tabak, fresh 24 to Ed Pinkney. The foul is there.
That's a great job by Alvin Robertson to keep that play alive. He took a bad shot. He felt good over making the first one, came right back and tried to knock in another jump shot. Didn't make it, went after, kept the ball alive, thus giving Ed Pinkney an opportunity to get to the free throw line. One of the things Brendan Malone told his team today before the game is to stay calm. Don't try to do anything that you haven't done in the preseason. Just stay calm and play this game the way you've been playing.
And they beat this team in the preseason, 107-90, so the Raptors might have some confidence there.
Well, they definitely do, and Butch Beer, coach of the New Jersey Nets, is well aware that you can't give an expansion team confidence and you have to be ready to play.
Anderson's shot is off. Stoudemire off to Armin Gilliam is there.
Toronto putting up 3 3-pointers in a row. You want to get into your offense and get some good shots. You don't just want to start shooting threes.
Yinkadari underneath. Again, the Nets having trouble finding the net. P.J. Brown brings it down, and Anderson drives through the paint and has the first basket of the season for the New Jersey Nets.
And that's what Kenny Anderson does so well. He loves to take the ball down the middle, penetrate. He's always looking to take the ball to the basket, and if you come up and play him, he will find the open man.
Carlos Rogers. Bounce pass in for Robertson, who spins and hits for two.
Excellent recognition by Rogers. Alvin Robertson had the smaller Kenny Anderson posted up down low.
Early 5-point Toronto Raptor lead. Anderson and Stoudemire. And a foul.
And it looks like they're going to call a foul on Armin Gilliam, who said on the screen.
Here's a piece of history right here, Leo.
That's number 43, Armin Gilliam. He picks up his first
Alvin
foul.
Robertson knocking in the three-pointer. And here's the guy that Brendan Malone said that he's a warrior. Alvin Robertson is the kind of guy I want to go into battle with.
Foul is there on Yinkadari, the 7-footer who was born in Nigeria. Let's talk about Alvin Robertson for a moment,
Number
though.
33,
There was an assault charge against Alvin Robertson earlier in the week, and there were some thoughts that he might not even be playing or be part of this team, but he is, of course, innocent until proven guilty. He has a court date at a later date.
Well, that's just it, Rod. That's the stance the team took. He's innocent until proven guilty, and they'll evaluate the situation when they know all the facts.
Anderson through the legs.
And that's the quickness of Kenny Anderson. Damon Stoudemire got up close to Kenny Anderson. You have to be careful. He's so quick with the dribble. And Stoudemire got caught reaching in across the body.
Team foul number 1 for Toronto.
First team foul. The ball inbounded by the Nets. Dare to Anderson. Underneath to P.J. Brown, who misses the dunk. Some opening net jitters there.
That's uncharacteristic for P.J. Brown. He's one of the most underrated players in the league and a key player for these New Jersey Nets. Speaking of another key player, Kevin Edwards taking the ball to the hole and drawing the foul.
Carlos Rogers with the foul.
Come on, same thing.
Number 34, Carlos Rogers, picks up his first personal foul of the game.
Kevin Edwards doing a very good job of going to the hole. He was hurt last season. Achilles injury, could not play, and really started the demise of the New Jersey Nets last season. When he went down, everything just seemed to go in the wrong direction for this team.
Still a 5-point Raptor lead. Bounce pass to Tabak, and the travel call.
Traveling violation.
John Tabak tried to make the move before he got the ball, and once you move that, you have to put the ball on the floor before you move that pivot foot.
Just over 8.5 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Opening night at Skydome. Kevin Edwards, 2-pointer.
And that's the perimeter of the game that New Jersey Nets needed so badly that was missing last year. They tried a lot of different players to take Kevin Edwards' place. They just couldn't find anybody.
Whistle away from the ball, and it will go the other way.
Carlos Rogers
The Raptors
got called for a foul. Actually, Alvin Robertson picked up the foul, the offensive foul.
3-point Toronto lead.
Interesting matchup with John Tabak and Yinkadari here. Yinkadari using his strength. He's been considered a project for this New Jersey ball club. Didn't play much last year due to knee surgery. And Butch Beard is hoping that, he told me today, that he can get just 8 to 10 minutes. out of Yinkadari, he'd be happy. But on the other end, John Tabak can take advantage of his quickness and really move against Dare.
There's Tabak on Dare. Stoudemire for three. Off the front of the rim, and here comes Kevin Edwards bringing it up.
Have a mismatch down low.
Brown inside. Gilliam threw it away. Robertson inbounds to Tabak, takes it strong.
John Tabak, that's what he does so well. He can get up and down the court for a big guy. He runs the court exceptionally well, and he can finish in the open court. You get him going, he can get that ball high up off the glass, soft touch.
Gilliam and Pinckney with the block there. Pinckney got the ball. Robertson all alone.
And a good decision by Damon Stoudemire. Quick pass to Alvin Robertson.
Timeout on the floor. Raptors by 5. Opening quarter at the Skydome.
Representative will escort you to your new seats. Congratulations to our A.M.J. Campbell move of the game.
11-6, Toronto Raptors in the first quarter. Alvin Robertson leading the way for the Raptors. He has 7 points so far. Leo, he's 3 from 4 from the field.
Alvin Robertson off to a good offensive start, but you know what? As good as he's playing offensively, it's the defensive end too. He's always working. If he has a chance to be anywhere near the ball, it's his.
P.J. Brown. Rushed by Ed Pinckney. Anderson. And here is Mr. Robertson. Tabak up high. Finds Stoudemire. A cutting Robertson. Again.
Excellent look and excellent cut by Robertson. Always moving. When you don't have the ball, the best way to create things is to keep moving. And that time he came right off an excellent screen by John Tabak.
Anderson lobs inside. And we have steps, a traveling call on P.J. Brown, who has had some tough moments early in this ballgame, Leo.
He's definitely struggling. A little bunny hop that time. Lifted both his feet before he tried to make the move. You just can't do that. Have to put the ball on the floor before you make the move. And now we see Jason Williams into the game for the New Jersey Nets.
Yinkadari takes a seat. 13-6 Raptors. Just under 6 minutes left. Tabak takes it. Rogers missing the dunk there. And Anderson back. Edwards. Williams with the rebound. Brings it back out for a fresh 24.
It's one of the things Toronto can't afford to do is give up second shots. When New Jersey puts the ball up, they have to go after it. And here we see it again. Gilliam doing an excellent job down low. You have to be careful. You can't just go after the basketball. You have to put a body on people, block out. That time, Gilliam was tapping his way under the hoop. And John Tabak picks up his first foul.
14 games in the NBA on opening night. The only team not playing, the Miami Heat, who made a big deal today. What do you make of the trade for Alonzo Mourning?
I think it's a tremendous deal for the Miami Heat, provided they're going to be able to re-sign Mourning at the end of the season. And I think if they're making a deal like this, they're going to make the commitment to re-sign him. And it's interesting, Pat Riley said that he wanted a big man. Here's a guy that's Coach Ewing and Coach Jabbar, but did not know if he was going to be able to get a big man this soon, because he really believes to build a champion, you do it from within, in the middle.
Stoudemire spinning. Bounces to Pinckney. Baseline jumper. Anderson to Gilliam. Layup.
Harmon to Gilliam.
You have to be careful. You have to get back. And one of the things New Jersey is going to try to do, this team has worked very hard. They're looking to run. You have to get back. Be ready.
Robertson again. Soft jumper is off. Gilliam strong on the boards. Here is Anderson once again. He drives the paint.
Kenny
Anderson. And again, that's his strength. You have to take the ball away from him. You have to force him away from the middle. You just can't let him penetrate. But he's so quick that it's not an easy job to do.
1 point, Raptor lead. 4.5 minutes left, first quarter. Foul called on P.J. Brown.
That's very important to note, Rod, that a lot of fans watch an NBA game and they say, hey, that wasn't much of a foul. He just had his hand there. But the NBA is very clear that you cannot put an open hand on the back of a player. You have to use your forearms. You have to get up a little closer and use your forearms. You just can't put your hand there, and especially you can't lock your arm and straighten your elbow out. And now we get our first look at Ed O'Bannon, who made that tremendous run with UCLA to win the national championship last year. And of course, the big story on draft day when everybody in Toronto chanted Ed O'Bannon's name.
Robertson hangs on to it. Pinckney, shot clock to 10. Stoudemire shovels it to Robertson to Pinckney.
Excellent movement of the basketball. Stoudemire finding Robertson. And Pinckney going to the open spot. A lot of players standing around and watch. Pinckney, as soon as he recognized Robertson had the play, he moved to the open spot.
Gilliam takes a shot, hook shot off the front of the rim there. Underneath is Jason Williams, and he draws a foul.
Looks like that foul is going against Jean Tabak, and one thing you have to be careful. Here we're going to get another look at that excellent feed by Robertson. You see Ed Pinckney was moving to the open spot. But getting back to the other end of the court, Jean Tabak picked up his second foul in a situation where he just went after the basketball. He let Jason Williams get inside him, and that's one thing you can't do. That's when you pick up the cheap fouls by letting people get around you, and all you can do at that point is just bail them out with a foul.
Stoudemire with the rebound. Alvin Robertson takes a rest into the game. Number 40 for the Raptors is Willie Anderson, who will probably be the Raptors' sixth man for most of the season.
Well, Willie Anderson does a great job of coming in the game and shooting the basketball. He can shoot it off the dribble, take the ball to the basket, and again, you leave him open, it's usually all net.
Gilliam fouled there again. It looks like Jean Tabak once again.
Oh, it's interesting. Jean Tabak was talking to Brendan Malone, the coach of the Raptors. He went up to him after practice one day and says, Coach, the referees, they always call fouls. I don't understand. He has to get his Croatian accent, and he was just unable to find a reason why all these calls are being made against him. And one thing, again, if you lose your position, if you try to reach for the basketball, you'll pick up fouls. In the NBA, these guys are too good. You have to play with good position and use your feet, not your hands.
Jean Tabak in a bit of foul trouble early. Here comes A.C. Earl, who played with the Boston Celtics last year, picked up in the expansion draft. As Armin Gilliam prepares for his second free throw and a chance to pull the Nets within one.
A.C. Earl has had some surprising moments with the Raptors. We saw him play against Vancouver in Winnipeg, and he did a real nice job late in the game.
Earl has the shot, takes it, got it.
That's his shot. A.C. Earl loves that short foul line jumper. He gets inside there, a little hesitation, a little fake, and he's been shooting that ball with a lot of consistency.
Double team on Anderson. Edwards drives. Out of bounds, it will go the other way. Raptor ball.
Again, lucky break for the Raptors. New Jersey doing an excellent job of crashing the glass. Again, you have to put a body on people. Now, one of the things we're surprised, we haven't seen the Raptors put any full-court pressure on. They've been applying a lot of pressure in the preseason games. Maybe Brendan Malone is just letting him calm down, get into the flow of the game, get the butterflies out before he goes to the full-court pressure.
Shot clock to 7. Stoudemire, easy.
Excellent penetration. Stoudemire came off the screen, saw nobody was there, and turned on the Jets.
Nets down by 6. O'Bannon with the jumper. The hammer is there. Armin Gilliam back to Edwards. Off 2. Nets can't find the range, it seems, from the perimeter. Timeout on the floor. 19-13 Raptors. The season debut on Season TV.
Here we get a chance to take a look at some offensive rebounding by New Jersey. You see everybody's going in and crashing the boards and not giving the Raptors a chance. Raptors really have to make sure they put a body on people, block out, get their position, and then go after the basketball. Right now, everybody's just chasing the ball. You can't do that. And one of the things the Raptors did very well in the preseason was rebound. They out-rebounded most of their opponents. Actually, in all but 2 games, they all rebounded the opposition.
A.C. Earl.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes left in the opening quarter. 19-13 Raptors. Into the game for the Raptors comes John Spider Sally, a member of the Detroit Pistons, 2 championships with Isaiah Thomas. Also in the game, Tracy Murray, just acquired the other day by the Raptors, and he's a guy who can shoot the 3.
That's exactly why he's here. Toronto wanted to get some more scoring from the perimeter. They wanted a guy good size, not a guard, but a forward at 6'7". Murray can come out and shoot the 3,
at the line,
and that's exactly what they needed. They want some scoring punch, especially down the stretch in ball games. They're still looking for the guy that when they got the game close, who can close it.
Into the game for the Raptors, wearing number 21, Alvin Robertson. Number 22, John Spider Sally.
Alvin Robertson back in the game for David Stoudemire as Ed O'Bannon just hit and got his first point as an NBA player.
Ed O'Bannon is going to be a tremendous basketball player in this league. Butch Beard was saying he sees Ed O'Bannon as a potential 2-guard in the league because of his finesse game and his shooting ability.
Sally. Anderson misses on the layup. Nets try to cut into a 4-point Toronto lead.
What the lineup Toronto has right now, what they're doing is actually almost a 3-guard rotation. Murray's swinging at the big guard, the small forward, and Alvin Robertson and Willie Anderson are also playing in the backcourt, helping out since no one on the court right now is a natural point guard.
Foul drawn.
That's foul called against number 10.
Vern Fleming into the game. Number 10 for the Nets. Veteran. 12th season in the NBA. He spent the last 11 with Indiana.
Oh, Butch Beard's thrilled about Vern Fleming. He said he's already made a difference. He's a guy with a lot of calm, a lot of cool, a big-time veteran for this ball club.
Sally double teamed. A.C. Earl has the shot again. Will it go? No. Fleming. Williams drives, and he travels.
Traveling violation.
Good job, A.C. Earl. You can hear his teammates yelling out, stay down, A.C. Don't come out and challenge the shooter. Until Jason Williams hits that shot, you have no reason to go out and play him. Stay back, let him prove he can make that shot.
4-point lead. Under a minute left now, opening quarter. Here's Tracy Murray, the newest Raptor. Anderson, stolen by Anderson. On Murray. Through the legs he goes. It doesn't go. And there's O'Bannon.
O'Bannon matched up against Tracy Murray, 2 former UCLA ball players.
Gilliam fakes the shot. Hooks it. Got it.
Armin
Gilliam is a solid player. Exceptional down in the low post, really does a good job. Filled in more than admirably in all the absences of Derek Coleman, who's not playing with this New Jersey ball club right now with a heart problem, and regular heartbeat.
8 seconds on the shot clock. 9 on the game clock. 5 on the shot clock. Robertson looking for a shot. Earl underneath.
Oh my, what a great pass by Alvin Robertson.
Last shot from O'Bannon.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And what has to be considered a very successful opening quarter for the Toronto Raptors. They lead by 4 on opening night. In the first quarter.
Well, we're up 21-17, so it's easy to be calm right now.
Tell me about the reality compared to the dream.
The reality is better than the dream, to be honest with you. It's going better than expected.
And the genesis of the dream was when and where?
I think when I was a kid, I always dreamed of one day maybe having a franchise, especially dreaming of an NBA team in Toronto, and now it's reality. It's happening.
You got a very interesting T-shirt from your alma mater today.
Indiana basketball is life.
Yeah, no kidding. John, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the game, Canada.
John Bitto. As the Nets come back and into the game, Chris Childs brings the Nets within 2. 21-19. His second quarter underway at Skydome. A.C. Earl again. Alvin Robertson bounces to Sally. Looks for Anderson. Double team there. Earl with the shot clock at 6. And it drops.
A.C.
Earl again showing that soft touch, and Alvin Robertson with the quick hands. Almost. Nobody was ready. Alvin Robertson was the only man going after the ball. You cannot be careless around Alvin Robertson. He will take it away.
Chris Childs watched by Robertson. Pick set by Williams. John Sally the rebound. Here's Willie Anderson. He's had trouble handling the ball the last times up the floor. There's Tracy Murray for three.
Not taking much time to get into the game, Tracy Murray. And that's exactly why Brendan Malone and Isaiah Thomas brought him to Toronto. They want to see a lot more of that.
Talk about getting right into action, though. He just got here.
And Vern Fleming getting called for an illegal block. Offensive foul. Here we get a look at Tracy Murray immediately. One dribble, clearing himself up the defense.
Foul against the Nets, number 10, Vern Fleming. That's his second foul.
Great follow through.
Illegal block.
Here we see a little bit of what we talked about earlier. Willie Anderson bringing up the ball for the Toronto Raptors. Brendan Malone wants to use a three-guard rotation when David Stoudemire is not in the ball game.
Earl bullying his way at the bottom of the lane, and a foul on the Nets.
Again, A.C. Earl doing a good job picking up the foul on Ed O'Bannon. And one thing A.C. Earl does is he really uses his body, and he has a lot of patience. He doesn't just turn and throw the ball up. He waits, he tries to get you up in the air, then he leans in. I've been impressed with some of the moves he's shown us in the preseason and here early tonight. A lot of criticism when A.C. Earl came out of Iowa. A lot of people expected that this guy was just going to come into the NBA and really turn it up, but it took a while. He's really struggled. Maybe Toronto can be the place where he can find himself.
28-19. 21 called on the foul, Alvin Robertson.
And you have to be careful with the hands.
Number 21, Alvin Robertson picks up his second personal foul of the game. Team foul.
Now, speaking of people or a team trying to find themselves, the New Jersey Nets really struggled last season. Only winning 30 games, 15 less than the season before. Butch Beard, who was a first-year coach last year, really had his hands full. He's so relieved this season, saying that this is an entirely different team from day one. The work ethic, everything has been different. And Tracy Murray firing one up possibly a little too quick that time. That's what happens. Shooters make their shot, and they think they can make anything, and sometimes you just have to wait and get a better opportunity. That's a shot you can get anytime you want.
Shot by Vern Fleming for two.
Vern Fleming has a nice game. Vern can hit the open shot, gives you 110% every night, works hard on the defensive end of the court, and he will deliver the basketball. If you're open, Vern Fleming will find you. A lot of good years with the Indiana Pacers.
Tracy Murray tried the reverse.
And Tracy Murray, good job of taking the ball to the basket. Everybody's thinking shot. Murray that's the one advantage the shooters have. Everybody thinks they're going to shoot. If they can put the ball on the floor, they have a lot of scoring opportunities because people run at them. And that's how Tracy Murray recognizing it.
Team foul number 2.
John Sally watched by former teammate Rick Mulhorn on the floor. A.C. Earl with the ball.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to get rain with that shot, Rod.
It's also in for the net.
10 points for A.C. Earl. 9-point Raptor lead. Steal by Stoudemire.
I'll tell you what, David Stoudemire turned on the Jets and nobody had a chance to catch him on that one.
New Jersey calls a timeout. Raptors.
Here we get a look at Damon Stoudemire turning on the Jets. And I'll tell you what, Chris Childs made a great effort to try to block that shot, but Damon flipping it up over his outstretched hand.
A few months to go in Toronto, the NBA draft. Joe Smith, Golden State going number 1. Bryant, Big Country Reeves going to Vancouver at number 6. And Stoudemire at 7. Ed O'Bannon, who has the ball now, went number 9 to New Jersey.
And we get our first illegal defense call of the game. against the Raptors.
For those people who may not be familiar with the illegal defense.
Well, basically, in a man-to-man defensive situation, you're covering a man. Basically, you stick with your man, and that's what the NBA wants to do. When you're in a zone situation, what you're doing is you're covering an area and anybody that comes into your area, and the NBA does not want that. They want a man-to-man defense all the time, and when they see anything that looks like a zone, they will call an illegal defense. And that's in very simplified terms, right? It actually gets very complicated. And Tracy Murray is lighting it up, and the Toronto Raptors as a team are shooting just over 50%. Now, they shot 46% in the preseason, so they've shown that they can shoot the ball fairly well.
Tracy Murray has helped that percentage. P.J. Brown has just had a miserable time of things in this opening half.
He's out of sync. Normally, he's a steady contributor, but he's more of a defensive player than a shot blocker.
That's his number 43.
He's not going to give you a lot of points. If he gets the points, it's the garbage points, the cheap rebounds under the basket, tips, so forth. He's not going to give you jumpers on a consistent basis.
And with that, it's down. Gilliam back in the game. 7:50 left in the opening half. Murray looks for the shot. Pushing foul there on P.J. Brown.
And again, we see what Tracy Murray is doing. You make a couple of shots and the defense starts to run at you. And he was able to pick up P.J. Brown's third foul by doing just that. Looking shot and then putting the ball on the floor and trying to take it to him. But P.J. Brown, again, is a pretty good defender. One of the better defensive players on the New Jersey Nets.
Robertson drives. Raptors on an 8-0 run. Sally steals. Murray. Back to Sally. Willie Anderson.
And again, good basketball by the Raptors. All started with the defense. John Sally trailing the play. And as a result, his old teammate with the Detroit Pistons, Rick Mahorn, ends up with a foul.
Number 40, Willie Anderson.
And he's the oldest player on the court right now at 37 years of age. Again, we saw John Sally make a great hustle play, Rod. That's the thing. Those are the things that Brendan really wants to see right now. He wants to see you never give up on a play. You can always catch the ball from behind, get deflections. Brendan Malone is always looking for just deflections, get a piece of the basketball.
Once again, the Nets come up empty, and coming away with the ball is Stoudemire. Bounces to Sally. Great pass inside to Murray, who couldn't get it.
Super look, tough break. But again, the Raptors are executing very well right now. They're taking decent shots. They're moving the basketball, and they're off on a 10-0 run. And New Jersey just having a hard time getting on track.
15-point expansion team lead. 36-21. 7 minutes left in the first half. Edwards almost stolen again, but a foul on Willie Anderson.
And Willie Anderson getting a call for reaching in. Again, one of the things that has been so impressive and has impressed a lot of other NBA coaches, Mike Fratello of the Cleveland Cavaliers, Lenny Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks, and Ronnie Rothstein, these guys have all called Brendan Malone. Very impressed with his team, how organized they were, how hard they worked, and said if anybody comes into Toronto not ready to play, they're going to come away with a loss. And that's a real big compliment for Brendan Malone, the job he's done.
Tracy Murray gunning, but empty on the three. Childs. And again, a foul on the Raptors. The Nets trying to get on the board in this 10-0 run.
Back up a little bit.
They're going to give the ball to New Jersey.
Stepping back into the game.
Saying you went off one of the Raptors.
7, Kenny Anderson.
Leo, Butch Beard over here is yelling to the guys on offense, motion, motion, motion. He's not getting much movement off the ball.
That's a good point, Johnny. Really is. And the New Jersey Nets right now are standing around and taking pretty much whatever first shot opportunity they get. And a lot of that has to do with the Raptors defense. They're really working hard and creating some of the turnovers that we're seeing.
Kenny Anderson back in the game, and that should help spark the Nets offense. Signals for the clear out. And once again, Willie Anderson with the foul, Leo.
Well, Willie Anderson did a great job of helping out, but then it tried to reach for the basketball. You don't have to do that. Just play hard, stick, do the job with the feet. And now we get a chance to look at Jimmy King of the University of Michigan.
One of the fabulous five.
I'll tell you what, he's really, really excited and relieved as we get a look at Rogers coming in the game as well. Jimmy King, it's a trying time waiting for those final cuts, and you know, in all honesty, he was on the bubble, and he felt a lot of relief. I was talking to him this morning, and he's just ready to go and really wants to work on his game, work on his perimeter shooting, and get into the flow here for the Raptors.
Gilliam.
I think Isaiah Thomas felt that with Jimmy King there was a lot of upside. Being a good athlete, he had good size, he could hopefully teach him the finer skills of the game.
Anderson, short again. The Nets. Silence. Sally, open shot.
One of the things you watch Kenny Anderson trying to penetrate, Damon Stoudemire does a great job with his feet, cutting the cutter off, and Rick Mahorn doing a great job with his feet, getting the rebound and going up using his wide body.
It took a while, but finally the Nets break a long drought. 36-23, just over 5 minutes left in the opening half.
Well, that's why Rick Mahorn is on the New Jersey Nets. He's there for some stability and to keep a level head. Here's a guy that's been a champion with the Detroit Pistons, and Butch Beard expects a lot from Rick Mahorn, whether he's in the game or not, just to keep this team going and keep them stable. And that time again, the Nets getting called
The Nets number 35,
for a foul. Gerald Glass picking up his first foul, reaching.
Shooting two at the line for Toronto, number 34.
Here's an exciting ball player. We haven't seen any of his flamboyance yet, but I think before the end of the night you might see Carlos Rogers dancing on the clouds. This guy can jump.
Well, Carlos Rogers plays in spurts. What he can do, sometimes he's not there, you don't really notice him, and that's one of the things Brendan Malone really wants to work on, a consistent effort all the time. But when he comes out in those spurts, he is absolutely brilliant. He can dunk the ball, rebound, shoot it. He does everything. He has more talent in his baby finger than a lot of players have in their entire bodies. He is probably the most gifted player on the court here.
Mahorn, shot clock was down to 8, and again the Nets threw it away. Speaking of gifted players, one player not in the Raptors lineup tonight because he's suspended. A man who is a very big presence on the floor, weighs nearly 300 pounds, perhaps more, is Oliver Miller, suspended for this game tonight from a preseason altercation.
That's right, Oliver Miller has been working real hard. Came in heavy. He's been trying to get in better shape. He's been working hard, and I'll tell you what, when he's been playing, he's done a very good job. Knows how to play the game.
Traveling home.
Possession of the Raptors.
And the New Jersey Nets with 12 turnovers already at this point in the game.
14-point lead. Stoudemire slows it down, setting up the offense. AC Earl with the screen and double team there. Sally to Rogers.
That was a tough shot. Rogers just pushing the ball over the defense. A little flip. I'll tell you what, at 6'10", again, he can run the court, he can jump, long arms. He could become an excellent defensive player for the Raptors.
Mahorn with that savvy from a veteran.
Well, Rick looks like he's taking it upon himself right now to bring the Nets back into this ballgame. He's yelling encouragement to his teammates. He's trying to get them going and get them back in this ballgame.
39-25. 3.5 minutes left. Armin Gilliam with the dunk.
Nice drop off by Gerald Glass. Gilliam trailing the play. John Sally and Rick Mahorn are battling and bumping.
I think they played a little one-on-one in their time too at practices. What do you think?
No doubt about it. Right now, they're really talking back and forth to each other.
Well, it is a new horizon for the Vancouver Grizzlies and the Toronto Raptors. Here's how some expansion teams have done over the last 25 years. And Leo, the only team to win an NBA title in that group, the Portland Trail Blazers, did it. But take a look at some of those records. What kind of numbers can we expect from, first of all, the Raptors and the Grizzlies?
I really believe this Toronto Raptors ball club, a lot of people are saying, maybe 16 wins. I think they could do better than that. Just like we mentioned earlier with some of the comments we've heard from other NBA coaches about the Toronto Raptors, they're very competitive. They can stay this way. They'll sneak up on people. The Los Angeles Clippers were not a very strong team last season. They won 17 games, and they did it by playing hard. They led the league in forced turnovers, and I think that's if the Raptors have that same kind of energy, they're capable of winning more than 17 games.
Nice move inside there from Edwards. The Grizzlies, by the way, getting ready to get underway in Portland. We'll go to the opening tip tonight for the Grizzly fans watching on the West Coast. There's Gilliam with an open shot.
AC Earl getting a piece of that shot. Good job by AC Earl stepping up and blocking Armin Gilliam. And the New Jersey Nets get the ball back.
Gilliam Anderson wide open. Nothing but net.
Kenny Anderson, when he hits his shot, he becomes so difficult to stop, again, because of his quickness on the dribble. If he can make that shot, you have to get up on him, and that's when he takes it.
Wide open Rogers. There it is.
Carlos Rogers taking advantage of Ed O'Bannon. As soon as Ed O'Bannon slipped and fell, Rogers immediately rolled to the bucket, and John Sally gave him the ride.
42-29. Just over 2 minutes left. First half, shot clock at 4. And again, the ball turned over. And a timeout on the floor. The Dinosaurs leading the way and soaring at the Skydome. John McKeechee is standing by courtside with a very familiar face. I don't know. He looks like a point guard to me, John.
Well, he better be a point guard because I wouldn't want to put Kurt Browning in the paint. How are you enjoying this one?
I can't believe I'm here. I flew in. I had to be here for the first game. Having a great time. I hope all of Toronto's having as much fun as I am.
So what's this doing to your schedule?
I'm down at Lake Placid putting together a new Stars Tonight show. Going to be on tour for 7 months this year.
Is any of the footwork similar to what you do on ice?
It's a lot easier because no one's pounding me on the head wanting what I got.
Or giving you a mark out of 10? For sure.
It's a lot of fun. Very, very short tonight.
42-29, Raptors empty on that. Trip down the floor. Kevin Edwards will set it up now with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in this first half.
Rod, I was talking to Butch Beard.
Great move by Kenny Anderson.
Excellent move by Anderson. Butch Beard was saying at the shoot-around this morning that he's really concerned how this team would react if they lost this ballgame. Oh, and AC Earl with the offensive rebound. The Raptors working it at both ends of the court. 12 points for AC Earl. But one of the things Butch Beard said, this team is playing very well. I feel good about this team. I just want to see how they'll react. He says, I'm a little afraid if we lose this game, what'll happen when we go home.
Foul on Jimmy King. How much of a difference, though, would Derek Coleman make to the lineup?
Well, obviously, Derek Coleman is a superstar in the league in terms of talent. There's been a lot of problems, a lot of trade rumors. Derek Coleman has expressed interest in not being with the New Jersey Nets. However, when he is on the court, he's a tremendous, tremendous talent, one of the top power forwards in the league, if not the top power forward. And the New Jersey Nets absolutely out of sync. They're going in the wrong direction. They're moving away from each other, just not able to get anything going. And I'll tell you what, a lot of that has to do with the fact that the Toronto Raptors are working very, very hard defensively.
Only 14 New Jersey points in this second quarter. 1 minute left. Stoudemire feeds to Earl.
Great pass. Stoudemire. And AC Earl hesitated for a second, but then he saw the little man go into lane, and he went in for the dunk.
Biggest lead of the ball game now. 15 points. O'Bannon.
O'Bannon makes up for the miss by the follow and gets his first field goal of the game. And again, one of the things Butch Beard was talking about, he says Ed O'Bannon is, him and Armin Gilliam are the two best post-up players in his team, and one of the reasons is that Ed O'Bannon's arms are so long. When he gets it around the basket, it's 2 points.
Stoudemire doesn't go. Williams threw it away. So a 20.3 seconds left in the opening half. A 13-point Raptor lead, and they'll try to build on it as Brendan Malone shouts out instructions and Butch Beard watches and maybe steams.
Well, absolutely. Can't be happy with what's going on right here. And Brendan Malone telling his club to be patient, get a good shot. You want to get the last shot. You want to go into the half with as much of a lead as you can and build on it.
David Stoudemire will have a feature on the little big man at halftime. Commissioner David Stern coming up too. 13 seconds left.
See a little isolation. Two of the quicker players in the league. Damon Stoudemire one-on-one against Kenny Anderson. And Anderson sneaking in a block.
Last shot. They don't get it off. But the Toronto Raptors in their first ever NBA game lead 46-33, and the Skydome is on its feet. We are back at the Skydome, 46-33. The Toronto Raptors lead the way after one exciting half for an expansion team. Joined now, and happy to be joined now, by the Commissioner of the NBA, David Stern. Your impression so far?
It looks great. I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to tell my grandchildren about it.
I remember when we talked a while ago about these two teams, the Grizzlies and the Raptors, coming to this league. There was a lot of excitement, perhaps some hesitation too, going into uncharted territory. I guess all of that is behind you now.
Well, there was a lot of excitement. When something is new, you hesitate a little bit, but this is a great city, Toronto, and Vancouver's a great city, and we feel very good. We think that Canada is going to add a lot to the NBA.
Let's talk about some serious matters. You knew I was going to bring this up about the referee situation. Tell us about it now. The lockout continues. You use substitution officials, maybe to the chagrin of some people, but give us an update on the lockout situation.
Well, we asked our officials to agree that they wouldn't strike, and we promised not to lock them out, and that we would make any deal retroactive. They declined. They wanted to retain the right to just go at it any time and without the season be interrupted. They said they wanted to be the highest paid officials in sports, and we made them an offer on Tuesday that does just that. They just can't take yes for an answer, so we'll have to see what happens. We want to bring them back. They're the best in sports, and we'd like to make a deal, but we're having a big problem.
Well, Mr. Commissioner, thank you for joining us.
I probably started playing basketball like when I was trying to shoot a ball, about 4 or 5. I had a little Nerf hoop on the door, shot the ball in there. And when I was growing up, George Gervin was who everybody wanted to be like, because he scored all the points, and that's what everybody wanted to emulate. So from there, I just wanted to score all the points, so I was him. And first game I ever played with an organized club, I was 3rd grade, I think. I was playing on 2 levels ahead of me though, and we ended up getting beat. And we got beat kind of bad by maybe 15, 20 points. And I just remember throwing my shirt off, kicking a bench, acting wild because I hate to lose. It meant a lot, going to Arizona, one of the top programs in the country year after year. Coach Olsen produces pro players, every year. So, that was a key there. But he also develops us as people. We have to go out in the community and do a lot of things. And we're looked upon as a professional team out there, since there isn't any professional teams in Tucson, that is. So, he develops you as a person and a player. Family is very important to me. I grew up living with my mother. It was me and her. So, we had a relationship, that was probably second to none. And, just my whole family, they all helped in and chipped in. It was like, I didn't have one mom, I had, 6 moms, because I had 6 other aunts around me. I had, 5 fathers I had my 5 other uncles around me, so I mean, everybody played a big part in my life. He's somebody who played the game. You know, he knows the game and he knows what it takes to win by his 2 championships that he won in Detroit. So then with him choosing me, you know, he must have seen a lot of those same qualities that he has, you know, in me. So, I mean, it was a great feeling. You know, he's somebody I can learn from. It was just a great feeling to know that he recognized me as one of the top echelon players and people to select me with their pick. I think I have gained the respect of, you know, my teammates and coaching staff, but you know, as we play the other teams in the league, you know, I want to, you know, get my reputation out there and let teams know that, you know, I'm a ball player. I can play this game, or I wouldn't be here. And you know, I guess that's something that I've been having to prove at every level of ball. But you know, I definitely want to try to put my stamp on this league also. As a point guard, you got to command respect. If you don't command respect, then, you know, the team is going to be in disarray. You know, and on this team right now, you know, I show leadership, but it's in different ways. You know, right now with Willie and Alvin and those guys, you know, they're really vocal, and I'm trying to, you know, pick that up, you know, as I go along. But you know, I'm still a leader in my own little way, and I think the players, you know, respect that. You know, they see me, you know, work hard on the court. You know, they respect that, so that makes them want to work hard on the court. So, in my own little way, I think that I'm showing my leadership.
The parents of the Raptor Mighty Mouse enjoying halftime at the Skydome, enjoying it even more because Damon's team is winning 46-33. We'll be back.
What's so new about
It's in Rod Black with you and Leo. Expansion teams aren't supposed to come out like this.
Exactly. New Jersey's really struggling against the Toronto Raptors. They're doing a great job defensively and really looking like the better team on the floor today.
What are some of the reasons, do you think, that they have built up this 13-point advantage?
Well, they're shooting the ball very well. They're also forcing turnovers. New Jersey has 16 turnovers to the Raptors 7, and that's pretty good. You expect a veteran team to turn the ball over, not to turn the ball over, but the Raptors are controlling it.
The Raptors have done the job both.
Well, you have Kenny Anderson, who's he's a great penetrator, and the Raptors just kept him from penetrating. And we also have a look. Rick Mahorn wants the ball right here around the basket, but AC Earl is doing a real good job of pushing him, making him get further away from the basket. And once he does get the ball, not where he wants to and out of position, Rick Mahorn is not able to do anything, and AC Earl maintains his position and eventually forces a turnover by the big man, Rick Mahorn.
AC Earl himself, 14 points in the first half.
And a lot of them coming off of great feeds like this. Damon Stoudemire penetrating, attracting the defense, and dishing it off, and AC Earl not waiting, going to the bucket for the finger roll.
I think a lot of people expected Damon Stoudemire to be up there in the point totals, maybe Alvin Robertson, Willie Anderson, but AC Earl?
Well, AC Earl can shoot the basketball, and he has been getting the good opportunities. You see Toronto shooting 46% from the field, New Jersey only 33, and that's big. Toronto, again, pretty even on the foul line, but turnovers, 16 turnovers to the Raptors 7, and that makes up for the rebounding margin that New Jersey has the edge on.
There is Earl. He's been a pearl in the first half. Second half to come on CTV.
When you drive your Chrysler vehicle out of the dealership.
At Skydome, 46-33. Toronto Raptor head coach Brendan Malone has to be happy. He's standing by with our sideline reporter, John McKeechee. John.
Coach, you held any team to 33 in the first half. You got to be happy. Your comments on the first 24 minutes.
We scored on running. We scored mostly in passing game. We didn't get too much out of our sets. They shot 33%, and that has me worried because I know they're going to come up with a big run, and I hope that we're able to really stop their run and recover from it. Although we played pretty good basketball, but we're not scoring.
They're not happy with their offense, I know, but you got to be happy with your bench. You're only 2 points less than your starters.
I don't know if it's good defense or it's because they're not making shots, but I'll take it. But we have to play 48 minutes to win this game.
Leo, I don't know if Brendan Malone's throat will last 48 minutes. He needs a lozenge.
Well, Brendan's always working the floor. He's got the towel under the knees, kneeling down by the scorer's bench, and he's always yelling. He's a teacher. Brendan loves to teach the game, and every opportunity he can, he will yell, teach, try to instruct his players.
P.J. Brown absolutely cold-fed it off to Kenny Anderson. Alvin Robertson on the rebound.
Getting back to that, Rod, when Brendan yells at you, he will explain why he's yelling. He'll explain exactly what he wants. He really spends a lot of time making sure people understand exactly why he's yelling and what he wants done.
John Tabak back in the game. Back out to Ed Pinckney to Stoudemire. Throws it away. Here comes Anderson. And he lays it up, but it doesn't go. Robertson again. Another rebound for Alvin.
No breaks for the Nets.
We had history made earlier tonight in Toronto with the tip-off here, and as we head now to Portland, and we can tell the Vancouver Grizzly fans we're getting ready for the opening tip-off between the Blazers and the Grizzlies. So the opening tip-off for the Vancouver Grizzlies in Portland at the Rose Garden.
Trotted out for their first game. 7-3 Sabonis against 7-1 Benjamin. Couple of behemoths in the middle. Mastodons. Look at Sabonis. Fine entry pass. Cliff in deep. Good. They'll go to the line. Blazers draw first. 95-96 is officially underway.
So the Grizzlies are underway. We will keep you up to date on the Portland and Vancouver score. Keep in mind we'll have the Vancouver Grizzly home opener Sunday from GM Place against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And Grizzlies are feeling good getting that last exhibition victory against the Seattle Supersonics. So going into the regular season, they're feeling on a little bit of a high.
48-34 here in Toronto, 10:38 left in the third quarter. His sore throat is Brendan Malone.
Called against the Nets there.
Well, it's interesting, Brendan Malone saying that we really weren't scoring a lot in their sets, but one of the things Brendan Malone wants to do is really get this team out and running. They play best when they're running, getting up and down the court in transition. If anything, the Raptors have to find a way to continually force transition and create an open floor game.
Rogers. Again, the Raptors turn it over, and again it's Kenny Anderson playing feet. Anderson to Brown. Still cool. Robertson. Slow start to the second half. Armin Gilliam looks for Anderson. We'll try to set it up now.
Kenny Anderson calling motion, wants to get his team moving. Kevin Edwards, who has been very quiet in the ball game, have to get him involved. And again, 1-2 passes, shots going up.
Raptors turn it over again.
Raptors having several unforced errors at the start of the second half.
Stoudemire takes the inbounds pass from Kevin Edwards. Creeps up behind Stoudemire.
Good job by Damon pulling the ball back out. All right, let's get something, fellas.
The cutter, and we have a goaltending call.
And that's what happens. They could have easily have come down, taken a quick shot again, turned the ball over. Instead, Damon brought the ball down, pulled it out, and said, okay, let's get set up right now. And there you go. Alvin Robertson makes the cut, gets the hoop.
11 points for Alvin Robertson. 50-34. Toronto Raptors in their first NBA regular season game. The first professional basketball game since 1946 in Toronto. Robertson, Stoudemire.
Great hustle, great defensive effort by the Toronto Raptors. Damon Stoudemire.
Stoudemire has 6. The Raptors have 52. There have been a lot of historical moments in this building, the Toronto Skydome, World Series games, All-Star games, Grey Cup games, World Championship basketball. But Leo Routens, as we take a look at David Hasselhoff sitting beside Kathy Ireland, the celebrities are out tonight, the people are here, basketball has returned to the land where the inventor came from.
Well, again, it's a tremendous time for basketball in Canada, and I think Kenny Anderson of New Jersey Nets had a great comment this morning when I was talking to him. He said, you know, this is really a historical time, but I just don't want to be a part of the team, the first team that loses and becomes a part of this history. So, you know, the New Jersey Nets really have that in the back of their mind, that they don't want to become a footnote in history tonight.
There is Anderson cutting inside. It's off. Underneath is the fighting between Williams, Tabak, and Pinckney.
That was a big-time rebound. Jason Williams going in right in traffic and clearing his way out and grabbing that rebound, and Tabak picks up his fourth foul, which is going to bring A.C. Earl back off the bench for the Raptors.
Toronto Raptors and the Vancouver Grizzlies tonight could break a drought for expansion teams. The last four expansion teams have lost their season openers. The last expansion team to win their season opener was Dallas, who beat San Antonio 102-93 back in 1981. So the Raptors and Grizzlies could get on the board tonight.
Jump ball called on the play.
Damon Stoudemire battling against Jason Williams to get that offensive rebound off the missed free throw. Damon giving away about a foot at least. It's funny, Brennan Malone calls him as Jimmy Cagney on the court. Damon Stoudemire. Tough little guy.
There's Williams, had the shot, didn't take it, pumps, and gets it, and gets the foul.
Big time shot by Jason Williams. A.C. Earl did a good job of putting the body on him, and Carlos Rogers came over to help out. Williams getting the high archer over the outstretched hands of both the Raptor defenders.
Jason Williams.
Williams converts the three-point play, 52-37. Stoudemire trying to feed it into Robertson. He does. Double team there. Shot clock at 8. Earl to Carlos.
Carlos Rogers with authority. I told you, he has as much talent as you could want, and the big hands to take it up strong and dunk over the opposition. What a play by Carlos Rogers.
Anderson again into the paint. Out to Gilliam for two.
Armin Gilliam has been very quiet. He can make that shot. He's a powerful player inside. They haven't used him that much. The Nets haven't looked to him to establish their inside game, and he hasn't had many scoring opportunities because he can't shoot that medium-range jumper as well.
Rogers back to Earl again with the open shot, but stolen there by the Nets. Here's Anderson with Williams. Anderson takes it himself and will set it up and wait for his teammates.
Right for the Nets. A.C. Earl looked like he got fouled on the arm going up for that shot.
Williams for two. Good rebound by Armin Gilliam. The hammer up again. Off. Again the Nets have it. Williams pitches it back to Anderson. Edwards. Finally they get it. And it's a 13-point lead again with 6:50 left. Third quarter.
Kevin Edwards is a guy that the Nets really have to get involved in the offense. One time previous possession, Jason Williams had the ball, didn't swing it around to the open Kevin Edwards. You really have to look to get your shooters in the flow.
6 on the shot clock. Earl. P.J. Brown gets the foul.
A.C. Earl didn't get the call last time down. He went up fake, got hacked on the arm. No call this time. Draws the foul on P.J. Brown, his fourth.
Team foul number 1 for New Jersey, shooting 2 at the line.
A.C. Earl throws people off with his patience.
A.C. Earl.
Little head fake, a little pump fake, a little ball fake. He'll get you up in the air. And then he makes it even more difficult by taking a step into you. A0 not able to connect from the free throw line.
Kevin Edwards. Again, another miss for the Nets. Earl looks for the ball, doesn't get it from Stoudemire. Robertson for three.
Stoudemire finding the spotting up. Alvin Robertson didn't hesitate. He felt it. As soon as that ball got to him, he let it go.
Gilliam doesn't go. The tip by Williams doesn't go. And again, Stoudemire brings it up. Rogers, baseline, spins. Foul on Kevin Edwards as we take you out to Portland in the Rose Garden. Brand new building in Portland. Home of the Trailblazers tonight, their home opener against the Vancouver Grizzlies, their season opener, their first game too. We can tell you that Chris King got the opening basket. We'll be showing you some video from that in just a moment.
We got to look at Chris King briefly in the game in Winnipeg against the Raptors, Rod. And I'll tell you what, he was impressive there. And there's another guy impressing everybody in the Sky Dome.
Anderson at the other end, so the point guards back-to-back, 59-43, 5:23 left, third quarter.
David Stoudemire has been very impressive tonight. Showing a lot of calm, cool, moving the ball around, taking the scoring opportunities when he has them. Playing again with a lot of maturity.
Steal there, Edwards to Anderson, watched by Stoudemire, steals it, that's right to the Nets, and the Raptors have it again, and there's a foul there, a tripping foul on Kevin Edwards. There was an interesting segment.
Definitely some interesting plays as we get a look back at Vancouver.
We saw earlier the first basket by the Raptors was scored by Alvin Robertson. And the first basket for the Vancouver Grizzlies scored by Chris King. We see him take it through the middle. And so the Vancouver Grizzlies on the board in Portland.
Who'd have thought, Rod? Basketball action in Canada, coast to coast. Vancouver, Toronto, this is great.
You're liking this, huh?
I'm loving it. Only one thing could make this better, Rod. I'll leave you here and I get my sneakers on.
Foul, Ed Pinckney.
Second personal foul of the game.
59-43. Yeah, don't you wish you were 12, 13 years younger and you might be on this Toronto Raptors team? That was the only thing missing from these expansion teams are Canadian players.
Yeah, it would have been a dream come true. I'll tell you what, and to be a part of, not only to be a part of this, but the way it's happening, the impressive start, a solid exhibition season, big-time crowd, and then tonight, playing as well as the Raptors are playing, 59-43 on top of the New Jersey Nets. If they can sustain this, this will be a monster night for the new franchise.
Vern Fleming, watched by Willie Anderson. Ed O'Bannon swings it out to Anderson. Goes baseline, the jumper. Tip there, and it will be New Jersey ball.
New Jersey is working hard. They haven't given up on this ball game. If you notice, they're going after everything on the offensive end. They're sending 3 or 4 guys to the glass, trying to get the ball. They just can't get the bounce.
Gilliam with the sky hook over A.C. Earl.
That was a tough drive. Gilliam made no bones about that. He went right to the bucket.
14 points, the Raptors lead. Anderson cutting inside now. A.C. Earl again for 2, and off the front of the rim. Here's Fleming.
You see, not not getting a good release on that. Pulled the shot instead of following through.
Anderson in the land of giants.
Kenny Anderson doing a nice job of going in, penetrating, and then trying to initiate the contact and lean into AC Earl. And that's just the first on the big man, AC Earl. I know one thing, Brendan Malone is, as we see John Sally come into the ball game, Brendan Malone is still yelling instructions and encouraging his team because he knows that down the stretch of ball games, they've been competitive in every preseason game they played except for one. They didn't have a chance to win the second game at against Philadelphia, but every other game they had a chance and they were there down the end. And he knows that with an expansion team winning the games down the stretch, that's where you're going to have your problems.
John Sally back in the game. Tracy Murray looks for Sally, didn't get it. There's Anderson again. He's all around the ball for the New Jersey Nets. Fleming, Mahorn, and O'Bannon, watched by Murray. Baseline, tries it, blocked there by Earl. Mahorn, it doesn't go. And a foul down low.
John Sally took a pop in the eye. And again, we're getting a good look. As Murray picks up his first personal, we get a look at how New Jersey is really going after the basketball. They're not giving up in this ball game. Not the same team we saw last season. The New Jersey Nets struggled. They didn't play hard. There was a lot of criticism. Here we get another look at Tracy Murray coming off the screen and looking for the pass. Just wasn't there. There were too many blue jerseys. You have to remember, when you're a shooter and you had a strong first half like Tracy Murray did, your teammates start heading to the glass looking for the rebound. They're not necessarily going to be looking for a pass when they know your job is to shoot it.
Sally looking underneath, but it doesn't go again, and same timing brings it up.
Off of Murray, Rod. Too many hands and not enough room to make that pass.
Willie Anderson with the foul on Vern Fleming, who is driving to the basket.
Raptors number 40, Willie Anderson.
Fleming has good size at 6'6". He goes right at Willie Anderson, feels the contact, and gets the ball up in the air to try to draw the three-point play. A lot of great years with the Indiana Pacers. Vern Fleming. 3 points on the night.
Before the night is out, speaking of Indiana, I want to get your projections for the new season and who you think might be around come Final Four time in the NBA.
I'll give you my one off the bat now, Rod. You know, you heard me talk about it. The Chicago Bulls look pretty good. Dennis Rodman on that roster. You have to get excited about that ball club.
Willie Anderson tried the three. Tracy Murray strong with the rebound.
Tracy Murray, along with hitting that jump shot, can give you bonuses by going to the offensive glass and picking up plays like that. That will really help this young team.
We have a timeout on the floor, 61-40. 2:36 left in the third quarter. This program is authorized under rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of an audience, and any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. 61-48 Toronto Raptors on opening night at Skydome, and maybe the New Jersey Nets, Leo Revens, had a premonition of this about a week and a half ago when they lost to the Raptors in a preseason game, and had a really good idea that this Toronto Raptor team will work you to the ground.
Well, the Raptors beat the Nets 107-90, and Butch Beer, definitely the coach of the New Jersey Nets, was very concerned. Now, Butch Beer played for the 72 Cavaliers from Cleveland, the expansion team, and he knows what it's like to be an expansion team, and he thought that this Raptor team was not only talented, but very hungry. And the fact that they tasted victory in that ball game a week ago gives them the sense that they know they can win. He does not like that feeling. He knows if this team's not ready mentally, they'll lose the game.
Tracy Murray with a leaner for two, 63-50 now.
Very impressive performance tonight. Tracy Murray Again, doing everything from the perimeter as well as helping out defensively, rebounding.
Childs, lob pass, stolen by Murray again. Here's Stoudemire. He's all over the place.
I think he's only been here a few days, hasn't even gotten used to all the players.
The veteran, Spider Sally.
John Sally, doesn't take him long to get used to much of anything. He gets involved in the community. You name it, John Sally is all over the place here in Toronto.
First field goal as a Toronto Raptor for John Sally. Fleming, watched by Robertson, drives baseline. A.C. Earl got a hand on it. Gilligan got a hand on it the other way, but Robertson controls. Back to Tracy Murray for three.
And Tracy Murray's feeling it, looking for a shot at every opportunity. And Damon Stoudemire picking up the foul at the other end.
How much different will this game be as opposed to the game he played at Arizona, the college game? I know he's got a lot of confidence. I know a lot of people are saying a lot of great things right now about Damon Stoudemire, but it's a long, long season.
Oh, it definitely is. And you talk to a lot of players in the league. You hit the rookie wall come January and February. You're playing so many games, and whether Damon likes it or not, he's going to play some heavy-duty minutes for this ball club, and it's going to take its toll, a lot of wear and tear. But I'll tell you, I really am so impressed by how well he's adapted. It's almost an effortless entry into the NBA, and is highly unusual because the point guard position is probably the most difficult position to become a major factor in, because you have to not only know your position, you have to know everybody else's position and be a leader on the court and control the basketball game.
There's A.C. Earl, leading point getter in the game.
Traveling
there in the paint, and so it goes the other way.
Rick Mahorn had a look on his face. Brendan Malone was arguing the call, saying that wasn't a walk, and Mahorn just said, please.
Chris Childs, hand checked or forearm checked by Stoudemire. Vern Fleming tries the three, doesn't go.
John Sally going over the back of Rick Mahorn. You got to give Mahorn credit. He uses that big body to really move people out, create room for himself, get position.
Raptors number 22.
And as a result, he's going to get to the free throw line. He's a guy that's put in a lot of years in this league.
One of the saddest stories in sports, I thought. Rick Mahorn won an NBA championship. The day he was going to go to the White House to be honored by the president, he found out he was left unprotected by the Detroit Pistons, was taken by Minnesota in the expansion draft, and then subsequently traded to Philadelphia.
That's when you find out just how cold professional sports can be. And Rick Mahorn found out in the hard way, and Brendan Malone, in his first job as an NBA head coach, yesterday when they had to make the cuts, said it was the toughest day he's ever gone to, and he absolutely hated it, having to let players go.
Ed O'Bannon with the foul. One of the players he really did not want to lose was a young guard who was very quick and impressive named Chris Whitney.
Chris Whitney played exceptional throughout camp and in the preseason games, and it just came down to money. It came down to dollars and cents. But the guy had put in a great effort. It really hurt Brendan Malone. I had to let him go.
26.3 seconds left in the third quarter.
The next number
Alvin Robertson at the line.
His third personal foul of the game. Team fouls with a
12-point Raptor lead.
Shoot two for your Raptors. It's number 21, Alvin Robertson.
It's such an advantage to your ball club when you can have a player like Alvin Robertson. He's made all defensive teams in the NBA, all-star. Now shooting for a 16th point on the night. The points don't even matter. It's the fact that Alvin Robertson will give you every ounce of effort he could possibly give every single night. And a very, very physical basketball player, even though he plays out against a lot of perimeter players.
12 seconds, a 1-second differential on the shot clock. Childs clearing out. O'Bannon, 4 on the shot. Looked like a traveling call from here, and it is, with 2.6 seconds left.
Almost a good play. Ed O'Bannon found Armin Gilliam, but the officials were right on the play.
2.6. Stoudemire will let it fly. Or he does. and it doesn't go. Tracy Murray with a little flare. 66-53. We are at the end of 3 quarters of play at Skydome, and the expansion Raptors are in control.
Playing together with a whole new group of guys. You don't have anybody settled in here and a veteran. It's also very important to remember that you're picking up players from all over. In the expansion draft, free agents, rookies. Your teams aren't letting go the go-to guys, the big-time scorers that are going to win you games. They're letting go players they feel they can part with that aren't going to give them that edge in ball games.
And a lot of these teams and players really didn't know much with the lockout situation over the summer. Things came together very quickly, didn't they?
Oh, very quickly. I think that both the expansion teams, Toronto and Vancouver, have done a remarkable job of putting these teams together in such a short period of time.
Well, there's been a little bit of whining by the Nets bench about illegal D by the Raptors, and you wonder if it's because there's only 2 officials or the fact they're replacement officials, but on the whole, I just think New Jersey's tighter than the Raptors are. I don't think they're shooting the ball well. They're not putting their hand in the hole.
That's a great point. You would expect it the other way around, but the New Jersey Nets definitely look tight. They're forcing shots and committing 21 turnovers. So I think that they're maybe looking for something that's not there right now on the illegal defense calls, John.
What about the replacement referee situation? It's very difficult for these guys wearing the gray shirts because there's only 2 of them out there.
It really is. It's hard enough with 3 of the regulars as we see Rick Mahorn with the tap in. But it's very, very difficult to see all the things that are happening out here. These guys are good. These guys are pros. They're very sneaky. They're good at getting away with things. Also with the illegal defensive rules, there's a lot of difficult situations on the court to try to recognize. So again, it's hard enough for 3, let alone to have 2 guys and that are very unfamiliar with this game.
Must be a little intimidating. Most of these referees are from the Continental Basketball Association. Suddenly they're thrust into the spotlight.
It's tough. And these guys are tough. They let you know when you're doing a bad job. They're not so kind when you're doing a good job. They'll definitely let you know when you missed a call or 2. And there's been some incidents with some fights in the preseason, but overall I thought that the replacement refs, considering the amount of time they've had to prepare, have done a pretty good job.
10:47 left. 66-55, 11-point Raptor lead. John Sally at the line.
John Sally doing a nice job of going to the basket strong. Getting back to one more point on the officials, Rod, that the NBA is hoping that if the replacement officials are still in place, that they will have a 3rd official in the game, hopefully by January.
Fleming works off the pick. Chris Childs, whistle on the floor, and John Sally committing the foul.
Coach Beard watching on as Jason Williams establishing position down low, and Sally getting called for trying to push him out in an effort to fight for a position. That's one of the things John Sally has done pretty well for the Raptors, is fight the guy trying to get position down low. He really does a good job of trying not to allow the offensive player to get position.
Blocked by Tracy Murray. Alvin Robertson drives, and it's in.
Great defensive play by Murray, and Alvin Robertson just cutting off the angle on the defense, going strong to finish it off. Impressive.
Butch Beard and the Nets call a timeout. 69 with 10:16 left in the 4th quarter, and the Raptor entertaining. We remind our viewers in Eastern Canada, the CTV News with Lloyd Robertson will follow immediately the NBA on CTV, and for viewers Manitoba West, the CTV News will be seen at its regularly scheduled time. 69-55, Raptors lead, and here's John McKeechee.
Well, Euchre can't get to front row, but Paul Molitor can. Is there any hoop in your background?
I played a long time ago back in high school, but to tell you the truth, watching the NBA, I did it quite a bit in Milwaukee, and no
question. These guys are tremendous athletes, and Toronto, a much deserving city to have the NBA. So it's great to see it come up here to Toronto.
All right, tonight's a loaded question. What's it going to take to keep you somewhere or get you somewhere? Is money the number one thing, or is it going to be something else?
No, it really isn't. It's just a matter of a good fit and try to get to a club where I can play every day, and it might be Toronto. It'd be great to come back, but we'll see how things unfold the next couple of weeks.
Every day include DH.
You betcha. Anything to get in the lineup.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, John and Paul. Only 2 years ago here in Skydome, Paul Molitor, the World Series MVP, and we wish Paul all the best. He has been a great ambassador to the game here in Canada.
Paul Molitor, I remember him at the University of Minnesota my freshman year. I played with Kevin McHale and Trent Tucker, some NBA greats, and Paul Molitor was a student and a baseball player at the U of M.
Armin Gilliam back on the floor. Vern Fleming looks for Jason Williams. Working against John Sally. Nothing to there. And here comes Willie Anderson. Long pass to Tracy Murray. Blocked by the hammer. Armin Gilliam.
Definitely know why they call him the hammer on that one.
Gerald Glass hits for 2, cutting the lead to 12, 69-57 with under 9.5 to play at Skydome.
And again, New Jersey just constantly working at it. They battled through the frustration of not being able to find the bottom of the net, but they're hanging in there.
Sally had an open shot, chose to drive. Good choice.
Now that's the John Sally of old. Those are the moves that he used to make with the Detroit Pistons in the championship days. We haven't seen John really go hard like that aggressively to the basket. If he can do things like that, that would be a major plus for the Toronto Raptors.
Williams against A.C. Earl. And A.C. Earl draws the foul. Mentioning John Sally, though, he has been the subject, it seems, on a daily basis of trade rumors.
It's been very difficult for John to concentrate and play when you're in an expansion environment where a franchise is looking to continually improve and grow, and possibly you have some value that they could put you involved in a package with maybe another player. They're going to look and try to shop you around, and John's name has been mentioned almost, as you said, Rod, on a daily basis.
Third team foul for the Raptors, not a shooting situation yet.
Great defensive pressure by the Toronto Raptors, clogging up, cutting off the lanes.
Alvin Robertson again.
Great job, the Raptors. Alvin Robertson shooting the shot, but defense created it. Created it all for the offense.
Some of the scores tonight. Busy night in the NBA. Great night for Alvin Robertson. 19 points. He leads the way. 73-57. Raptors. 8:20 to play. 33,306 in Skydome, and Alvin Robertson has been lighting it up.
He's looked exceptionally good shooting that three-pointer. He's played with a lot of confidence. Now here's a guy who hasn't played in 2 seasons.
Also a guy who has had a lot of personal turmoil over the last week. An assault charge, as we say thank you to Dr. James Naismith, who gave us this great game. An assault charge that is pending. He's had his past dragged up this week. He's tried not to concentrate on it, and tonight, obviously, he's letting his game do his talking.
Exactly right. He's worked very, very hard. He even came out in the papers and publicly apologized, saying that, he's really going to work at it, do whatever he can to make the whole situation right. Again, tonight doing a phenomenal job at both ends of the court for the Toronto Raptors. One of the things that have been so impressive for the Raptors is this defensive effort. Brendan Malone, in the first couple of days of training camp, put in so many sets, offensively and defensively, just consistently working and adding in things. Guys were getting bogged down, really didn't know what was going on, but it's really turned to pay off. The organization and the discipline this team has showed, and playing a little bit ahead of themselves at this point.
Kenny Anderson, point guard for New Jersey, said he did not want to lose to an expansion team, but the Nets better get their act together. A.C. Earl, down low, off the glass.
A.C. Earl, high off the glass, and I'll tell you what, he's another guy having a monster game along with Alvin Robertson. Not many many people even thought AC Earl had a chance to stick with this ball club. Didn't play much early in the preseason, but as it went along, had more and more opportunity to play. And tonight, 16 points on the board so far, and a pretty good defensive effort. You notice anytime New Jersey gets in trouble, that time Marvin Gilliam nowhere to go. AC Earl is there helping his teammates out, clogging up the middle. Sometimes, Rod, all a guy needs is a chance, an opportunity to succeed. AC Earl just wasn't getting the opportunity he needed with the Boston Celtics.
Kevin Edwards down with the Tracy Murray miss. P.J. Brown, it's been a while since we've seen him get that close to the net and put it in.
Well, P.J. Brown at 6'11", can run the court. Excellent defensive player, good garbage man, picks up a lot of loose baskets and transition baskets.
Shooting one at the line for the Nets is number 42.
And that time doing a great job of running up and down the court and getting a layup. Tracy Murray didn't look like he wanted to commit that foul, just reached in at the last second.
I'd hate to see PJ's percentage tonight. We'll get it for you in a moment. That was his first field goal.
Again, not known for scoring, but known for a little bit more than that. P.J. Brown.
Kevin Edwards.
I like his game, Rod. He's an underrated ball player, but he's struggling badly on offense.
Number 55, AC Earl of the Raptors makes up his third.
Ed Pinckney is coming into the game, replacing John Sally.
Back into the game for your Raptors is number 54, Ed Pinckney.
75-59.
It's number 21, Kevin Edwards.
Kevin Edwards at the line.
Kevin Edwards has been very quiet. The New Jersey Nets need him to score points. They need Kevin Edwards to be big down the stretch. Now he's going to take a little bit of time to get back into it. But talking to the New Jersey coaches, they were all very impressed with his play. Hadn't played a lot in the preseason because they were worried giving him a lot of time to let him rest, get back into the flow. But when he did play and in practice, he was looking very, very good.
AC Earl tried to find Alvin Robertson. Did not.
Tough pass, high and hard pass, difficult to handle when you're cutting to the basket.
The Nets will need a run to get back in this one. Down by 14. Edwards off the pick. Switch there, AC Earl on Edwards. Brown, Anderson for three. Mahorn. Bodies hammering underneath, bombs it to Robertson, lays it in.
The Raptors doing an excellent job finding the ball. Willie Anderson looking up court for Alvin Robertson.
21 for Robertson. Look at the hustle.
That's exactly what Brendan Malone loves about Alvin Robertson. He will give it an absolute all. He's a warrior, a competitor, and he will do whatever it takes to win the ball game. And we saw two plays, Willie Anderson and Alvin Robertson going after the ball. And any fans that come out to watch any expansion basketball, Toronto, Vancouver, the one thing they want to see is effort like that, because effort like that will keep you competitive and give you an opportunity to win.
Anderson with Damon Stoudemire in the game.
And Stoudemire picking up a foul with the body, his second foul against Kenny Anderson.
The Raptors number 20, Damon Stoudemire, picks up his third personal foul of the game.
So Kenny Anderson, who we talked to earlier today, Leo, about Damon Stoudemire and this matchup. Very impressed, he says, with the rookie. Can't believe that teams have to double team him already in his freshman year. But he said he also takes a look at Stoudemire and sees a lot of himself there in his rookie season.
Well, Kenny Anderson came in the league with high expectations, did a lot of good things. And one of the things that was very interesting, you looked at Kenny Anderson, Damon Stoudemire, and he said he presents a dilemma because he has the option of shooting because he's such a good shooter, and he's quick enough to take the ball to the basket. And Kevin Edwards picks up a foul up in the open court against Alvin Robertson. but when you have that ability to shoot and penetrate, you're very difficult to cover.
Alvin Robertson at the end of the A.C. Earl touchdown pass.
Shooting to the line for the Raptors, number 21, Alvin Robertson.
Alvin Robertson, absolutely in control.
79-62, 17-point lead opened up now by the Raptors. 5.5 to play.
New Jersey just can't buy a basket. They are really struggling. Their shooters. One of the problems, Rod, the shooters are not getting enough attempts. Kevin Edwards needs more shot attempts. Kenny Anderson needs to put up the ball a little bit more. Arvin Gilliam has not really been involved in the offense. You have to get players the ball in scoring positions. Look at that defense. Everybody's collapsing. Alvin Robertson, the steal, and the dunk.
Oh boy, 25 points.
All created by good defense. The whole team collapsed, and Alvin Robertson snapped the ball away. Look at that.
Raptors on a roll. Rick Mahorn hits. But it's a 17-point lead, and Alvin Robertson having a debut for sure with the Toronto Raptors, a sparkling night on the floor. Willie Anderson off. Gilliam is there again.
One of the things that the coaches noticed immediately when Alvin Robertson is on the court, Damon Stoudemire plays better. There's more of a comfort level. Kevin Edwards. That's one guy you do not want to get hot down the stretch if you're the Toronto Raptors.
81-66. Under 4.5 to play at Skydome. A.C. Earl with the pick. Rolls out. Stoudemire doesn't go. It came in and came out.
Stoudemire pulling up over Gilliam. Really had to get that ball up in the air to get it off. Edwards for three. Back-to-back jumpers, Kevin Edwards. Toronto has to be careful not to relax right now. They have to continue to do what they've been doing. Move the ball around, take good shots, and not let up defensively. Brennan Malone wants a timeout.
That he could get his first win as a Raptor head coach.
I do a simulation of everything that we've given these players from training camp and exhibition games. They overloaded them, and just by the process of repetition, they've really executed the offense and defense. They look organized, they are competitive, and I'm getting feedback from Ron Rutsey, who I work with at Detroit, Mike Fratello, who I've known for a long time, and Lenny Wilkins. They say that the team looks organized, they're playing very hard, which is at the highest compliment a coach can get, and also that teams cannot come up to Toronto thinking they have an easy win. They better play 48 minutes, and if they don't, they're going to lose.
Is there a team motto here, a team credo?
Well, the Nets haven't played 48 minutes, and it looks like they could lose.
Well, Brennan Malone could not be happier with the effort he's getting from his team. Kevin Edwards picks up the foul out of frustration more than anything else. Looks like he got hit in the ribs on that play. Brennan Malone is getting an absolute 110% effort from every single player on the floor tonight. And the ball's dropping. The Toronto Raptors have been able to find the bottom of the basket as Brennan Malone looks at Damon Stoudemire and says, hey, distribute the ball, work it around. And find that guy.
29 points. Game high. Alvin Robertson. What a night for him and for the Raptors. Here's Robertson again. Vern Fleming tugged on his jersey from behind.
And Alvin Robertson again hustling out. Brendan Malone heard that Alvin Robertson was playing exceptionally well. Again, this is a guy that hasn't played in 2 years. Stopped playing because of injuries and now has come back in incredible shape. It's the kind of guy that really gets the fans going. They appreciate the effort. They appreciate the diving on the floor. 30. Well, Butch Beard's worst fear just may come true, losing on the road to an expansion club. Oh my goodness. Jason Williams dunking over Ed Pickney and then taking the time to stare him down. Somehow that stare doesn't have quite the effect.
Under 3 minutes, 86-71, Stoudemire. Shot clock at 10. Earl down low, turns and is off.
Raptors working again defensively. Ed Pickney not allowing Gilliam any opportunity to post up down low. Anderson tries to penetrate. Everybody helps out, but Chris Childs knocks in a deep three-pointer. Only the second three-pointer of the game for the New Jersey Nets.
That narrows the lead to 12. 2 minutes and change left. Robertson swings it out to Pinkney, who finds Willie Anderson wide open, but he doesn't make it go, and the Nets will try once again to cut into it. We have a foul.
And it looks like that foul is going against Jason Williams. He set up block on Willie Anderson, and you have to give the offensive player an opportunity to see the contact coming. And Willie Anderson had no opportunity to even turn. He ran right into Jason Williams.
Some final scores. The Boston Celtics losing their opener to Milwaukee. Canadian Rick Fox had 19 in the losing cause. Bullets lose in Philadelphia by 2.
Bullets again hit by injuries.
The Magic without Shaquille O'Neal. The Pacers over the Hawks. As Willie Anderson hits here in Toronto. Charlotte losing to Chicago. Without have some new players. Yes. Dallas winning over San Antonio 103-97. Utah over Seattle in that great rivalry.
San Antonio playing without Dennis Rodman, who's now with the Chicago Bulls.
1:35 remaining, 88-74. Toronto. Ed Pickney will take a rest.
As Jason Williams goes to the line for the New Jersey Nets, it's important for this ball club to understand that they have to get this game out of their system. The New Jersey Nets do. Derek Coleman's still not able to play for him. Hopefully he'll come back. But last year was a very embarrassing year for the team, not only as a team but also for the individuals, and they came back vowing to make a difference. And the New York media is really tough on these guys, and Butch Beard cannot be looking forward to the trip home.
Trying to use up the clock here, the Raptors will. A minute 20 left, 12 points. New Jersey foul. This is great tonight, the home opener in Canada for the Toronto Raptors. I can't wait for Sunday, our next broadcast on CTV. The Vancouver Grizzlies, Minnesota Timberwolves at halftime. The Grizzlies leading the Portland Trail Blazers 41-39 in the Rose Garden.
Oh, that's great. Again, they had a big confidence builder. Big confidence builder in the last exhibition game. They beat the Seattle Supersonics. Now to come back, if they can have a strong game in Portland, maybe sneak one out to be able to come back home and play the Timberwolves of Minnesota, who, as everybody knows, has struggled over the years. In the last 4 years, have lost an average of 60 games. Now they've changed their roster, but that may be an opportunity for the Grizzlies to come in and sneak another one in their debut at home at GM Place.
1:20 left. This could be out of reach now. 14 points. The Raptors on the verge of their first win in their first ever NBA game. Now the party continues. Nearing 11:30 Eastern Time. Benoit Benjamin out on the West Coast in Portland, number 00 for the Vancouver Grizzlies, has helped the Grizzlies to a 2-point lead in Portland. Our next telecast on CTV, those Grizzlies wearing that Pacific turquoise tonight against the Minnesota Timberwolves. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific in the beautiful confines of GM Place. And here in Skydome tonight, the Raptors are packed. The Raptors are winning.
And the crowd's enjoying this. They're getting into it right now. Everybody's clapping. Brendan Malone You can see the camera shaking right now from the fans. And Brendan Malone enjoying every minute of his home opener.
Chris Childs drives. And we have a little confrontation between two former teammates, John Sally and Rick Mahorn, who were not happy with each other.
Now, these guys have been going at it all game, Rod. They've been talking from the start of the game all the way through. And Rick Mahorn has always done that throughout his career. And John Sally's I guess you could call him a pretty lively talker as well. Half of it's intimidation, half of it is all fluff. But there's a little seriousness to it here, and Rick Mahorn can't be too happy about the way things are turning out.
Well, they didn't call those guys bad boys for their benevolence, I'll tell you that. 90-79, a minute 10 left. Sally up court to Robertson, hands it off to Sally. Sally, easy drive, followed by Mahorn.
And that's the best way to get back. You want to talk some trash? I'm coming right at you. John Sally, impressive with his moves to the basket. Aggressively trying to take the ball to the basket at every opportunity.
A.C. Earl goes out. Jimmy King comes back in. And A.C. Earl had himself a nice game tonight.
He really did. Did a good job of creating opportunities for himself with his pump fake, getting shots in the middle of the key, as well as feeding off of passes from Damon Stoudemire. And defensively, doing a solid job clogging up the middle and putting up his hands to bother a lot of shots. And P.J. Brown, who we get a look at right now, struggled offensively. Not too happy with his situation.
They are now part of a trivia question
and exactly what Kenny Anderson said he did not want to become.
Unless they can cut into this 12-point deficit with just over a minute left. Vern Fleming driving, great block by Willie Anderson. Alvin Robertson.
You know you're on a roll when Willie Anderson is coming up with the blocks. And Brendan Malone's yelling at his team, encouraging them to move, set screens, and the crowd.
Anderson. Robertson underneath tries to tip. There's Robertson again. The ball hawk.
Relentless. His effort is absolutely relentless. He never gives up on the ball.
The crowd rises in the Skydome. 20 seconds left. The Toronto Raptors will win their first NBA game and their first NBA test. Orlando couldn't do it. Minnesota couldn't do it. Miami couldn't do it. Charlotte didn't do it. The Raptors, as an expansion team, will do it tonight.
And appropriately, that Damon Stoudemire will be putting on the finishing touches of this opening night win.
Butch Beard and the Nets won't go down without a fight, however. 16.8 seconds. This one, though, Leo Revens, is over.
It's an absolute tremendous night for the Raptors, for Brendan Malone, the coach of the Raptors. But the important thing is, Damon Stoudemire, the rookie, once again, when we talked to him this morning, kept making the point that, hey, it's not that big a game. It's just it's one of the games. We got to play a whole bunch of these games. This is one of our games. And how appropriate, since immediately after this game, they're heading on their first road trip, and they're going to play against the Indiana Pacers.
Minnesota Timberwolves, who are 7-1 in preseason, to meet the Vancouver Grizzlies, who are leading at halftime in Portland. That's our next telecast at GM Place. And as we near 11:30 Eastern Time, late start in Toronto for this game. But they love this game so far, and you know what? It's a lot easier to love when your home team wins.
Absolutely, and nobody's leaving. You notice nobody headed for the stands. Everybody's staying here, all from the top all the way down to the bottom, sitting here, soaking up the moment. And that's one of the things that's so neat about the NBA, Rod. It's not just the basketball. The NBA game is an entertainment package. The crowd gets involved, the dance girls, the fans, the Raptors.
Some people realizing that seconds away from their first victory. Anderson spinning, blocked again, and they will not stop. And they will run the clock out. Anderson followed by Jason Williams with 8.9 seconds left. And Kenny Anderson is down underneath the Raptors basket. Butch Beard is not happy.
Butch Beard staring down the officials. Kenny Anderson went hard to the basket. Jimmy Jackson came over to make a good block, and now you have to hope right now for the New Jersey Nets that it's not his wrist. Kenny Anderson missed a lot of time with a bad wrist, but it looks like the trainer is holding on to his hip. So let's hope for his sake that it's just a hip pointer and not another wrist injury for Kenny Anderson, who's really struggled. And we saw that he did hit hips with Alvin Robertson. So
tough late in the game, too, and a game really out of reach.
Exactly. You just don't need it. It's not a break these New Jersey Nets need. They've had a string of bad luck with injuries. Derek Coleman's on the sidelines. They cannot afford to lose Kenny Anderson.
Brendan Malone has to be happy. His first win as a Raptors head coach, and I think Brendan Malone is even happier to know that a couple of his key players aren't in the lineup.
That's right. Oliver Miller didn't play the game, and Tony Massenberg on injury reserve right now with a broken foot. Tony Massenberg was the leading rebounder for this club until he got hurt in the preseason. And he's another guy that Brendan loves, and we see Brendan sparring right now.
Well,
Billy Anderson enjoying the moment.
They supplied the punch tonight. Alvin Robertson with the scoring punch for sure.
Willie Anderson.
Willie Anderson will try to add to the tally. 93-79, 8.9 left.
I'm just amazed looking around the Sky Dome, Rod. Nobody's leaving. Everybody is staying here, enjoying this historical moment.
94-79. 7 seconds. Child throws up a three-pointer. Raptors, John Sally will hang on to the ball. And that ball is a piece of history. Brendan Malone. John Sally. Jimmy King and Alvin Robertson leading the way. The Toronto Raptors have won their season opener at home. 94-79, Leo Rowton's game one down, 81 to go.
Well, if they could give the same effort that the Raptors put forward tonight, they are going to have a very successful expansion year. Everybody came forward. The veterans did what they had to do. Alvin Robertson, a monster game. Some surprises. ACL coming up big. Damon Stoudemire doing what the Raptors drafted him for, leading this ball club. And you have to be impressed. It came from the defensive end. They all worked. They played together. Offensively, they took advantage of their opportunities. Tremendous, tremendous opening night.
Not for the New Jersey Nets. They haven't won a season opener since 1992. Tonight, Alvin Robertson, 30 points. The Toronto Raptors make history. Their season opener.